Sherica Jackson withdraws from the heats of the women's 200 meters at the Paris Olympic Games. Meanwhile, the two remaining Jamaicans make it safely through to the semi-finals. Nisha Burgher and LANAE-TAVA Thomas looked good in the heats. Plus, we discuss the entire women's 200 meters. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we continue to go. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. You drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep. Good to go. Okay, so first up, let me just say this again for clarity. These are the Olympic Games. They're not the World Championships. They're not the Diamond Leagues. We cannot show you any videos from the Olympic Games. As a result, we will get what is called a strike. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. It means that they will take away this channel. So I can't show you any actual clips from the actual races. If you see anyone doing that, let's just pray for those people. So we will, however, discuss the women's 200 meters and all the drama that surrounds it. More unfortunate news for the island of Jamaica. Our 200-meter queen, Sherica Jackson, is out of the 200 meters. However, Nisha Burgher and this young lady, LANAE-TAVA Thomas, safely through to the 200 meters semi-finals. Now, we already saw Sherica Jackson, aka the Superwoman, step out of, she withdrew from the women's 100 meters, which is why she was not present in the heat semis or the finals. The reason given to us was that they were trying to save her for the 200 meters. Well, news broke this morning when we were waiting for her to run in heat number 2, if my memory serves me correctly, that she was not going to start in the 200 meters. And of course, that sent waves of panic through Jamaica because, of course, many of us thought, myself included, that this was a sure medal, at the very least, a gold medal in the women's 200 meters. Well, she didn't start, and this leaves many questions. Is her camp being honest? We were told that she was okay. In fact, watch this interview.
In all honesty, if you realize I'm not looking too sad right now, I'm okay, you know. Sometimes you have to prepare mentally, especially if you have a mix-up where you get a little bit of hurt. You have to really think about what if, you know. And I think, as I said, it's a decision we're comfortable with. So we're okay.
A final question, how confident are you about the 200?
I'm always confident, whether it's 100 or 200. It's something that you go out there, you don't go out there like, oh, what if? Or what if I don't win or whatnot.
But we will discuss our opinions regarding Sherica Jackson withdrawing in a few. Now, in heat number 5, we saw Jamaica's LANAE-TAVA Thomas, and she looked really solid in this heat. The Jamaican ran out of lane number 2 and took second in this heat behind Brittany Brown of the United States. Brittany Brown, as I said, won the heat in a time of 22.38. That's heat number 5, with Jamaica's LANAE-TAVA Thomas taking second in 22.70. And B. Williams of Great Britain coming third in a time of 22.77 seconds. LANAE-TAVA Thomas, I believe, executed a solid race plan. She ran out of lane number 2, as I said, and came off the curve in the lead. She looked quite comfortable, but was overtaken in the last 30 meters by the American. LANAE-TAVA Thomas spoke with Digicel right after her run, and she said something that concerned me because it appears as if she's not feeling well. She believes she might have caught the flu, and I'm praying that that is not what happened, because I do believe this young lady has sub 22 in those legs, and I am expecting her to run a sub 22 before this series in the 200 meters concludes at the Paris Olympic Games. Anyway, listen to her interview.
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling like I need to go get some treatment, like I need to go get recovered, and then I can come back tomorrow stronger.
What does that mean to you? Is the atmosphere affecting you?
I don't think it's the atmosphere so much as just a random spot back up. But yesterday I go around anyways, so it's just sad that I don't want to catch it.
How was the run in the first round?
It was smooth. I think it was very efficient. It wasn't as strenuous as I expected it to be, especially given what my body's going through right now. But it was definitely, I felt like it was definitely smooth.
Finally, what will you be doing from now until tomorrow ahead of your semi-final?
Medicating for one. We need some Panadol or something. We need something to get this out of the system. Recovering, so stretching, ice bath, rolling over, all that. And yeah, pretty much it. Sleep too, sleep good.
So prayers up for the young Jamaican LANAE-TAVA Thomas. Now, Nisha Burgher, I thought, also looked really, really solid. In fact, of the two Jamaicans, she looked better. She came second behind the now favorite to win the 200 meters with the withdrawal of Sherica Jackson, which, of course, is the American Gabby Thomas, who, by the way, has Jamaican heritage. Gabby Thomas, of course, has ran the fastest time thus far this year for the 2024 season in the women's 200 meters. I thought Nisha Burgher did well in this particular heat. As I stated, Gabby Thomas won this in 22.20 seconds. Jamaica's Nisha Burgher came second in 22.54, overtaking Munjinga Kambunji of Switzerland, who came third in 22.75. All three young ladies will advance to the semi-finals. Now, this is the start of the race. And the truth is, I thought Gabby Thomas and Munjinga Kambunji looked really strong coming in, but as you can see here in the midst of the picture in the Jamaican colors, Nisha Burgher in the last 30 overtakes Munjinga Kambunji and comfortably takes the second spot. She looked really, really good. It was a very solid run by the young Jamaican. Very, very proud of her. Now, the fastest 10 persons going into the semifinals are as follows. No surprise here, the fastest person is Gabby Thomas with that 22.20. Gabby Thomas looked really, really comfortable. Flavor Ofili of Nigeria also looked really, really good, running 22.24, a season's best quite comfortably. Dina Asher Smith looked like the Dina Asher Smith of 2019, running a comfortable time, to coming with the third fastest qualifying time in the 200 meters of 22.28 seconds. Brittany Brown of the United States came in with the fourth fastest time, 22.38. Darren Nita also looked really, really solid, running 22.39 to take the fifth fastest time. And Julien Alfred, the newly minted Olympic gold medalist in the women's 100 meters, came in with the sixth fastest qualifying time, 22.41, with Jamaica's Nisha Burgher seventh fastest qualifying time, 22.54. And LANAE-TAVA Thomas with the 10th fastest qualifying time, a time of 22.70 seconds. Now, the new 100-meter champion, Julien Alfred, ran out of heat number 1. As I said, she ran 22.41, looked quite comfortable. I mean, she ran last night. There was no need for her to hackle up herself. In heat number 2, it was, of course, Gabriel Thomas, who won this one quite comfortable. I mean, really, really comfortably. She looked really good. Daryl Nita, again. Nita came fourth last night in 100 meters, people. She looked really good here, running that 22.39. She really looks good. I am not joking. Mackenzie Long of the United States took the win in heat number 4. Ran an okay race. Miscalculated, I believe. Probably jitters. But did it well enough to win. Brittany Brown, the comeback kid of the United States in women's 200 meters, ran 22.38 in heat number 5 to take the win. Brittany looked really solid. Flavor Ofili of Nigeria, one of my favorite 200 meter runners, ran a season's best of 22.24 to win heat number 6. Looked very solid doing so. Now in total there were 6 heats. So those are the women I think we have to look out for. I believe that LANAE-TAVA Thomas, I'm only concerned about the fact that she says she's not feeling well. She thinks she might have the flu, and that really concerns me. All right. But Nisha Burgher, to be honest, looked really, of the two, she looked really, really good. Burgher looked comfortable. Now this, of course, is my 2 cents. Okay. So we're going through a moment here in Jamaica. We saw what happened with Shelly and Fraser Price. Now Shelly and Fraser Price apparently withdrew because of injury. I'm hearing other people say it because of the gate issue. People, all the reports I've seen, read, people I've spoken to, the gate issue, whereas it was wrong in every sense of the word, it had nothing to do with her withdrawing from the 100 meters. Let me just make that clear. So the other two remaining Jamaicans, what are the possibilities of them making the podium? I'm going to be very honest, okay? I have to be very honest. I think the podium placings at this point is going to be between Gabby, Julien, Alfred, because I've said to you several times, Julien Alfred's best event is the 200 meters, it's not the 100, and she's very dangerous. Gabby Thomas, of course, I think is a huge possibility in terms of taking the gold medal now. I'm sorry to say that, my Jamaicans, but we just have to be frank. She's now the gold medal favorite, but I do believe that Julien Alfred is more than capable of upsetting the apple cart. I've been talking about Julien Alfred for 2 years now. I think you all finally believe me now since she won the gold medal. So I am telling you that Julien Alfred has a really massive chance of winning that gold medal. But if we look at the numbers would say it would be Gabby Thomas now for third place. Philly, based on what I'm seeing, I have always believed that NIESHA Smith's strong event at this point is the 200 meters, but Nita looks really good, Daryl Nita that is. So I'm not sure about number 3. I'd have to go look at the rounds in terms of what happens in the semifinals. But at this point, I believe the gold is between the American and the St. Lucian. That's my opinion. I might be completely off, but I am thinking, based on the runs that I saw, that they are the two people to beat because there's no Sherica Jackson. So can the Jamaicans make the podium? Of the two, I would have said LANAE-TAVA Thomas based on the way I've seen her run all year, but if she's not feeling well, she ran an okay. I mean, herself and Nisha Burgher did just enough to get through to the semifinals. Obviously, you don't need to push yourself. They ran smart races. Burgher to me looked better than LANAE-TAVA Thomas. Can any of them make the podium? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I'm sorry to say that as a yardie, but I don't think so. I don't think in this instance. I think they can both make the finals. And if they make the finals, there's always a possibility. I would have leaned more towards LANAE-TAVA Thomas. Let's see how she feels in the semifinals, how she performs. But at this point, I believe, like many of you, I'm very disappointed. Now, I do not believe that this was purposeful. I do not believe that MVP deceived us. I believe that what happened was, Shericka has had injury issues all year. And I've said several times in videos that the older you get, the harder it is to rebound from these injuries. So, when you're 20 and if like when you're 20 you go out and you party all night and you get up and go work the next day or go to school and you're fine and somehow you're okay, but then you try to do it at 30 and it's just not quite the same. It's the same thing with your body. So I think it's just injury issues. They made calculated decisions. They decided, okay, let's not do the 100 meters. Because she's still young and she's still the world champion in the 200 meters and the fastest woman living over the 200 meters and the second fastest woman all time. So what the team has to think about is her long-term career. So you don't want to severely, she's already injured, so you don't want to put her in a situation where she's so injured that she can't run ever for the rest of her life. And that's probably why they pulled her from both events. But I know that we as yardies, when we get up in our feelings, sometimes we say things and we believe things that, so this was not purposeful, people. It was not deception. I don't believe they're deceiving us. I believe they thought she was well enough, and then there was just an issue. She had an injury and it reoccurred. They pulled her from the 100 meters hoping that she'd be good enough for the 200 meters, and it just didn't work out that way. It's just one of those things, people. Just like you, I'm very disappointed, and I believe that the person who's most disappointed of the 3 million of us, or the 5 million globally Jamaicans, has got to be Sherica Jackson. I am sure she is devastated because this is the medal that has eluded her, the 200 meter gold medal at the Olympics. And remember what happened to her in 2021, where she miscalculated in the heats and didn't advance even to the semifinals. So very disappointing, but I just have to be honest with you. My love and I have to talk straight. I don't think we're going to be on the podium. It is unlikely. I believe we'll be able to make the finals. Of the two young ladies, Burgher looked better than LANAE-TAVA Thomas, but then Tava Thomas explained in that interview that she's not feeling well. I am expecting both, based on the runs that I saw Burgher do and Tava Thomas do, I believe that they will be able to score personal best, meaning I think both of these ladies are close to being sub 22, and that's a big deal. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notion, and the like button. Remember, your royals, kings, and queens. Bless up!